Before we get into this section of the video, don't forget that this video series is made in collaboration with our travel channel, Travel With Me Starkiller, for lots of visits to hotels, reviewing what they have to offer, as well as some hospitality experiences at football clubs as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely go and check them out. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, leave us a comment down below if you've got any suggestions or tips which might help other people out. So let's get into it. Welcome to part 5 of our ultimate guide to your next trip in Florida, and today we're going to be going over, is it better to book your holiday as a package deal or everything separately? So I'll be going over all of the main providers such as Virgin, British Airways, which of course are your big flight operators, as well as TUI and Debbie's Villas, which are basically an independent travel agent, to see is it better if you book them together or separate. Again, prices in this are going to be referenced to summer for a family of 4, for a child under the age of 9 and a teenager. We'll also go on over individual per person prices as well. So there's some base points before we get into this section. The comparison will include flights, hotel, car hire and tickets, with the only section for car hire being for TUI because they don't do it unless you ring them up, so it's not on the website. And we'll be using whatever the cheapest option is given to us by the provider, maybe Virgin, British Airways, TUI or Debbie's Villas, and going for the cheapest option in each bracket that they have. For example, Disney, cheapest at value, cheap at moderate, etc, etc. For the flights, it'll be the same route that we get given on the package deal, just so we've got a direct comparison as well. And all prices offer a holiday based between the 21st of August and the 4th of September. And there will also be no Disney dining plan or extras included in these packages, such as tickets for NASA. So let's start with Virgin. So the first holiday course is a Disney value, which was flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at All Star Music, 14-day tickets to Universal and Disney, and a car hire, a mid SUV. A package was £8,798.75, about £2,200 per person. Where if you were to do it separately, the flights from Virgin were $3,264.96. The hotel booked through attractiontickets.com was $2,032. The tickets booked through orlandoattractiontickets.co.uk was $3,201, and the car hire was $495, which gave us a total cost of $8,992.96, meaning that if you booked it separately on this for this set of holiday, it was £194 more expensive. For the moderate, this is again flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at Coronado Springs, 14-day tickets for Universal, Disney and a car hire. The package was £9,701.25, about £2,425 each. And separately, the flights were $3,264.96. The hotel booked directly via Disney was $3,007. Tickets, orlandoattractiontickets.co.uk, $3,201, and the car was $495. The total for individually was $9,987.96, which means it was £266 more to book it separately. Flying again, Disney Deluxe now, flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at Wilderness Lodge 14 days, Universal Disney car hire. The package was $12,079.15, about £3,020 each. The flights were $3,264.96. The hotel booked directly through Disney was $5,237. Tickets $3,201, car $495, meaning the total separately was $12,237.96, meaning it was £118 more than booking it as a package. And for Deluxe Plus, was flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at Old Key West, 14-day Disney Universal tickets and a car. When booked as a package, it was £12,706.73, about $31.78 each. The flights were $3,264.96. The hotel booked directly through Disney was $4,664. The tickets, Orlando Attraction Tickets.co.uk, $3,201, and the car was $495. And that total booked individually was $11,624.96, meaning we actually got it £1,081.77 cheaper by booking it separately. And for all the car hires on the Virgin, on those ones, and for the ones that come, they're all with Hertz. So, moving on to Universal, starting off with the value, was flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at the Endless Summer Resort Surfside, 14-day tickets for Universal Disney and a car hire mid-SUV. The package was £8,134.7p, about $20.33 per person, and booked separately. The flights $3,264.96. Hotel booked for attraction tickets was $14.44. The tickets, Orlando attraction tickets.co.uk, $3,201. The car was $495. The total was £8,404.96, meaning booking separately was £270 more than if you booked it as a package. Prime value, this was flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at the Terra Luna Resort, 14-day tickets for both Disney and Universal and a car. The package was £8,332.49, about $2,083 each. The flights were $3,264.96 total. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $1,631. The park tickets was Orlando attraction tickets $3,201. The car $495. Total $8,591.96, or £259 more than if you booked it as a package. They aren't all more. Just I'm going to put that out there. I know these have a lot of these have been. So, saying it's an Orlando Signature, which does not include Express, which is flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at Sapphire Falls, 14-day park tickets and a hire car. Package was $9,289.87, £2,322-ish per person. The separate flights was $3,264.96. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $2,707. Tickets, Orlando attraction tickets, $3,201, and the car was $495. The total for individually was $9,667.96, meaning it was £378 more if you didn't book it as a package. And finally for Universal, their Signature, which includes Express, fly from Heathrow to Orlando, Portofino Bay, 14-day park tickets and a hire car. The package was $10,754.89, about £2,688 each. Individually, the flights were $3,264.96. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $4,260. The tickets booked for Orlando attraction tickets was $3,201. The car was $495, giving you a total of $11,220.96, meaning it was £466 more to book separately than it was as a package. Of course, all those are subject to change depending on when you look and the time of year that you book. And of course, if there's any special offers going on at the time, can make individual flights or tickets that little bit cheaper, which means you may get it separate for cheaper. It's always good to double check before booking separately or as a package. So staying off-site, we'll be flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at Delta Celebrate Hotel in Celebrations on the 192. 14-day park tickets in an SUV. And with this booking, as we booked it as a package, the resort fee and parking have been waived. So the package is £7,652, which is about $19.13 per person. If you book separately, the flights will be $3,264.96. The hotel booked directly with the resort was $11,22.27. Tickets, Orlando attraction tickets $32.01, and the car was $495, giving you a total of $8,082.23, which was £429.93 more than if you booked it as a package. The price of that one after the final total of that price does include resort fee and or parking, which is why it's £429 more. And finally for Virgin, International Drive, flying from Heathrow to Orlando, staying at the Avanti Resort. 14-day park tickets on this one with the hire car. Resort fees have not included, so they're $18 plus tax with the package, and that does include your parking. So your package is £7,484.40, about $18.71 each, plus your resort fee, of course. And if you book it separately, the flights were $32.64.96. The hotel, which if you booked directly included the resort fee for £1,012.1p. The tickets $3,201 and the car $495. Will give you a total of £7,972.97, meaning it was £205 more than if you booked as a package. Now let's have a look at British Airways, see what they've got to offer. So for Disney value, this will be flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at the All-Star Music Resort, 14-day ticket to Universal Disney, and a hire car, which is a mid-range car in Group D from Budget. The rest of the entries will all be from Avis, to save me having to say it again. And the flights is also the same price for almost every single booking, so unless it differs, I'll say same as previous, but it will come on the screen, of course. So the package for the first one, I say Disney value, $9,371.14, about $23.42 on average per person. Your flights with British Airways are $3,379.40. That's again, that will be the same for almost 99% of these bookings. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $20.32. The tickets for Orlando attraction tickets.co.uk, that will also be the same for every single one of these. So if I say same as previous, that's what I. The car was $417.98, and the total individually was $9,030.38, meaning this one, if you booked it separately, you would save £340. Not too shabby. So the moderate, which was flying from Gatwick to Orlando to Coronado Springs, 14-day park tickets with a hire car, same as the previous one but with Avis. The package was $10,245.14, about $25.61 per person. The flight cost was the same as the previous one. The hotel was booked direct with Disney for $3,007. The tickets, same cost as the previous, and the car was $439.98, which will be the recurring costs, I believe, for the rest of these bookings. Giving you a total if you booked it separately for $10,027.38, meaning it was £217 cheaper if you booked it separately. For Disney Deluxe, we again flew from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at Wilderness Lodge, 14-day park tickets and a hire car. The package was $12,599.14, about $31.49 on average per person. Your flights were the same as the previous cost. Your hotel booked directly with Disney was $5,237. Your tickets, again, same as the previous entry, and the car was also the same as the previous entry, which gave you a total of $12,257.38, meaning that this one, when booked separately, was £341 cheaper. The Deluxe Plus, which again is flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at the Old Key West, 14-day park tickets and a car. Package was £13,080.14. But if you booked it separately, the flights, same price as previous. The hotel booked direct with Disney was $4,664.71. The tickets, again, same as previous, and the car, again, same price as previous. The total was $11,685.09, meaning it was nearly £1,400 cheaper to book this one separately. Now that's a saving. So, move on to Universal. First off with value. This is again flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at the Endless Summer Surfside, 14-day park tickets and a car. The package was £8,506.55, about $21.26 on average per person. Your flights as booked individually, flights, same price as the previous. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $14.44. Your park tickets, same as the previous, and the car was the same price as the previous, which gave you a total of $8,464.38, meaning it was £42 cheaper. Well, that's a big saving, but still a saving. Your prime value, flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at Terra Luna, 14-day park tickets and a car. Your package will be for £8,679.55. If you booked it separately, the flights, tickets and car hire would again be the same price, with the hotel winning you at $16.31, giving you a total of £8,651.38, meaning it is £28 cheaper to book separate. And a signature, which is with no express, flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at Sapphire Falls, 14-day park tickets and a car. The package was £9,725.55, about $2,400 per person. Your flights, same as the previous. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was $27.07. Park tickets, same as previous, and the car, same as previous. So the total booked separately was $9,727.38, meaning it was £1.83 more. Ooh, very close. And finally for Universal, your signature with Express would be flying from Gatwick to Orlando with Portofino Bay, 14-day park tickets at Universal and Disney, of course, and a hire car. The package will be $11,269.55, $28.17 average per person. Your booking separately. Flights, same as the previous one. Hotel booked for attraction tickets, $42.60, and park tickets and car hire, same as the previous. And your total booking separately will be £11,280.38, meaning on this occasion it was actually £10.80 more than if you booked it as a package. Staying off-site, you'll be flying from Gatwick to Orlando and staying in the Delta Hotel Celebration. 14-day tickets for Universal and Disney with a car. Your package will be £8,212.55, about $20.53 on average per person. Your flights will be the same as the previous. The hotel was booked directly with the hotel for $11,21.27. That was with resort fee included. Your tickets will be $32.01 as previous, and the car as previous, which gave you a total of 8,141 squid, meaning it was £70.90 cheaper. Book separate. And finally for British Airways, we'll be looking at international drive, flying from Gatwick to Orlando, staying at Coco Key Hotel and Water Park Resort. 14-day park tickets in a car. Total was $7,997.55, around £2,000 per person. Your flights are the same as the previous. The hotel's booked directly with Coco Keys for $14,09.15. The attraction tickets were the same as previous, and the car was also the same as previous. The total came out to $8,429.53 if you booked it separately, meaning it was £432 more than if you booked it as a package. So now let's have a look at TUI. Starting off with Disney Value, flying from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at the All-Star Sports for 14-day Disney tickets. TUI on the website don't offer a car hire, which is a bit weird. When I was doing these, I literally couldn't find it. So that's why there isn't one. Okay, so the package was £8,198.63, about $22,050 each. If you did it all separately, a lot of these will be the same throughout. So flights, obviously with TUI, was $2,552. The hotel booked directly through Disney was $20.32. Tickets through Orlando attraction tickets was $15.84, which gave you a total of $6,168, which means if you booked it separately, it will be £2,030.61 cheaper. Whoa. So staying at the Moderate Resort, which is flying from Manchester to Melbourne again, staying at Coronado Springs, 14-day Disney tickets. The package was $8,465.84, about $21.16 per person. The flights were the same price as the previous. The hotel booked directly through Disney was $3,007. The tickets, same as the previous, and gave us a total of $7,143, meaning it was £1,322.84 cheaper to book separate. I say, separate can be cheaper if you look around. So, Deluxe. This was flying again from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at Wilderness Lodge, 14 days. Disney tickets. The package was $10,474.64, about $26.18 per person. The flights, same as the previous. Hotel was $5,237 through Disney. The tickets were as the previous, and the total for that was $9,373. Meaning it was £1,101.64 cheaper to go separate. For the Deluxe Plus, which, anything above Deluxe, which, is ridiculous, which was from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at Old Key West for 14-day Disney ticket, was £11,446.19, about $28.61 per person, which worked out as flights, same as the last one. The hotel was $4,664.71. The tickets are same as the previous, which gave us a total of $8,871, meaning if you book separately, it was £2,645.48p cheaper. Whoa. Moving on to Universal. This is again flying from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at the Endless Summer Resort, Surfside, 14-day Universal tickets. In case that's not obvious, these are direct comparisons, so the ticket price in the separate does not include Disney. Just as an FYI. The package was £6,385, 2p, about 1,600-ish each. The flights were same as the previous ones. The hotel booked to attraction tickets was $14.44. The tickets for this one were $16.25. which gives a total of £5,600 on the dot for booking them separately, which is £764 and 2p cheaper than if you booked it as a package. The prime value, flying from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at Terra Luna 14-day Universal ticket, was £6,660 and 30 pence, about £16.65 per person. The flights, same as the previous. The hotel was booked for attraction tickets for £16.31. The tickets, same price as the previous, gave us a total of £5,808, which means it was £852 and 30p cheaper to book separately. The Signature, which is a Universal Signature hotel that does not include Express for this first one, which is flying from Manchester to Melbourne, Sapphire Falls, 14-day Disney Universal ticket, not Disney. The package is £7,463.82, about £18.65 per person. Your flights with TUI were same as the previous. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was £27.07. The tickets were same as the previous, and the total separately was £6,884, meaning on this occasion it was £579.82 cheaper to book separately. And finally for Universal, the Signature, which included Express, which was flying from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at a Portofino Bay for 14 days Universal tickets. The package was £8,806.74, about £2,200 per person. The flights, same as the previous. The hotel booked for attraction tickets was £4,260. Park tickets, same as the previous, but the total being £8,437, meaning it was £369.74 cheaper to book separately. For offside accommodation, this is staying on the 192, flying from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at Windsor Hills Resort with 14-day Universal tickets, because it wouldn't let me add Disney tickets. Don't know why TUI has an adverse of Disney tickets, I don't know why. Unless you're staying at Disney. The package was £6,866.12p, about £17.16 per person. Your flights, same as the previous. Your hotel booked directly with the resort was £12.05.96. The tickets were same as the previous because they were Universal. The total was £5,382.96, meaning it was £1,483.16 cheaper than booking as a package. Whoa. And finally for TUI, flying from International Drive even, from Manchester to Melbourne, staying at Rosin Inn Point, Orlando, 14-day Universal tickets, £5,509.25 for the package, about $18.36 each. The flights separately were same as the previous. The hotel booked directly was $1447.52, including all resort fees. The tickets, same as the previous, which meant booking separately was £5,624.52, which actually means this one was £115.27 more expensive. And finally for this section, moving on to Debbie's Villas. So, using Virgin as your flight operator, they'll be flying from Heathrow to Tampa, staying at the Windsor Palms Resort in a 3-bedroom apartment. This included 14-day tickets for Universal and Disney, plus a car hire with Thrifty, a mid-sized SUV. The package was £8,257.09p, about $20.64 per person. If you were to book separately, the flights were £3,387.96. The villa itself, well, apartment in this case, was £1,276. The tickets through Orlando attraction tickets was £3,201, and the car hire was £366.33, meaning it was a total of £8,231.29, meaning it was £25.80p cheaper if you booked it separately. And looking at British Airways to finish us off, flying from Gatwick to Tampa, staying again at the Windsor Palms in a 3-bedroom apartment, 14-day tickets for Universal and Disney with car hire with Thrifty, mid-size SUV. The package was £7,924.36, $19.82 per person. The flights with BA, of course, were $268.940. The villa was $12.76. The tickets via Orlando attraction tickets was $3,201, and the car hire was £366.33, giving us a total of £7,532.73, meaning it was £391.63 to book it separately. Cheaper, that is. So to summarise what we've gone over in this section, starting with Virgin. Staying at Disney, it is more often than not better to go as a package, unless you are doing a Deluxe Plus stay, in which it is cheaper to go separately. For Universal and staying off-site, it is usually better to go as a package. So for Virgin overall, I would say if you're looking to go with them, it is more often than not better to book as a package. than looking separately. Of course, that does depend on the time of year you're booking and when you are looking as well, because depending if it's a year and a half in advance or 6 months in advance, the prices can vary. So make sure you do your own research for clicking that book button. But more often than not, Virgin is cheaper as a package. For British Airways, for Disney, it was cheaper to usually go separate than it was to book as a package. For Universal, it was a 50-50 split even, not slit. With the signatures being better booked separately, while the Prime and Prime Value were better as a package. And British Airways staying off-site, the 192 was cheaper, while the International Drive was more, if you book separately. Looking at TUI, if you booked stay on Disney, it was better to book separate on all of the, no matter which level you were staying at. Same for Universal, at all 4 levels, it was better to book separately. And for off-site, the 192 was cheaper, and the International Drive was more than if you booked it as a package. And for Debbie's Villa, both with Virgin and British Airways, it was, as of me looking, it was cheaper to book separately than if you were to book either of those as a package. So in other words, booking the flights, Villa and everything separately than if you're booking as a package. So overall, is it better to book it as a package or separately? Depends on who you want to go with. If it's Virgin, definitely a package. For most others, it will be worth having a look around to see if it is cheaper at the time of your booking to book it separately or go as a package. Thank you very much for watching this section where we compared if it was easier or better to book as a package or separately. Hope you got some useful information. And if you have, like the video, leave a comment down below if there's anything that we may have missed or any advice that you would give. If you want to follow us on our socials, Twitter, Instagram's all down below. If you want to go above behind, you can join Towns and get yourself some fine merch in our store. And for the next section, we will look over the extras part, which essentially will cover anything else which you might not have thought of about your trip, such as how the time of year can affect it, airport travel before you fly, airport packages, extra activities such as NASA, parking, food, insurance, extras, clothes, accessories, all that sort of good stuff. So hopefully I shall see you in the next part.